7DD, the leader of 7 Days Departed, and today I want to make a quick video on the new heroes that just came out brand new. This is with the Wonderland event. I want to break down, show you the pros and cons, different information about them, best ways to utilize them, and I also have the hero grades for all of the brand new heroes. I did get a chance to test these in beta quite a bit, and I also was able to record quite a bit of footage and to help you guys make better decisions on these. Really quick before I get into these, if you could do me a favor, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also turn notifications on, because I also do live streaming that you can go ahead and watch and interact and ask me any questions that you might be having. I also have an exclusive line group called COVE, where you have 100% exclusive access to myself and some of the other top players in the world. Information for that is in the description of this video. So let me go ahead and get into this real quick. First up, we've got the Queen of Hearts. This is a 5-star hero that just came out. 638 attack, 729 defense, 1545 on the health. This goes at average speed. Deals 230 damage to the target nearby enemies. It summons a playing card minion with 13% health, 30% attack inherited from the caster. The playing card minion gives its owner taunt. Taunt prevents the enemies from using their special skills on minion owner allies. The caster gets 74 defense against special skills for 4 turns. Okay. Next, we've got Captain of Diamonds. This is a 4-star. It's got 620 attack, 682 defense, 1126 on the health. It does go at fast speed. Destroys all minions from the target. Deals 260 damage to the target. Attacks randomly a new target if any minions were destroyed. Okay. Next we got Cheshire Cat. This is at fast. This is 658 on the attack, 641 defense, 1105 on the health. It goes ahead and rearranges the enemy positions randomly. All holy enemies get 44% defense for 4 turns. All enemies receive 276 damage over 4 turns. This effect cannot be dispelled. Okay. Next we have Alice. This is a 5-star. Alice has 741 on the attack, 714 on the defense, 1326 on the health. Deals 430% damage to the target. Target gets 44% attack for 4 turns. This effect duration is reset if the target is healed. This effect cannot be dispelled. I actually found out a cool little tidbit about it in Anchor Cove. Little Easter egg about Alice, something that you should know. I will address that a little bit later on when I actually break down the heroes. And then the last one that we got is the Hatter. It is 735 attack, 710 defense, 1341. It goes at average speed, deals 370 damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies, steals all dispellable buffs from all enemies and randomly allocates them to all allies. Alright, so let me go ahead. I'm actually going to show you them live in action right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually get into these guys here. I've got some offensive raids. You also see some of the heroes on defense. Looks like the first special that's going to come up here is actually King of Diamonds. So I'll actually break down King of Diamonds himself real quick. First up being Fast. Fast is kind of useful. Unfortunately, I don't really like his attack power too much. He's got decent defense as well as the health status on that. Not too huge on the damage as far as the 260 damage. Does destroy all minions from the target, and then also randomly attacks new targets if any minions were destroyed. Not a crazy amount of utility with this guy when you look at it from a Titan standpoint. Not huge tile damage there. Has some survivability, but not really seeing him go in on Titans. From an offensive standpoint, I don't really see minions going too crazy right now. So not really much utility there. And then from a defensive standpoint, again, not crazy amounts of usefulness, because the party could not even be bringing in heroes that have minions, so it doesn't really play into that effect at all. So as you can see, I'll actually talk about the Cheshire Cat now. We're rearranging all of the defense here, which really helps out a lot. You kill Gwen, you move around the defense. I think that that's kind of the funnest thing. Obviously, that doesn't play into Titans at all. Having 658 attack power doesn't really help out too much with tile damage. The defense and the health are okay. It does kind of come into effect if you don't have Panther or you don't have Kuchin, with all holy enemies getting 44 defense for 4 turns. So that does apply into it. With the dot, with the 276 over 4 turns, can't be dispelled. Not crazily, obviously influencing going into Titans, but will be helpful for sure. But not too much. Most utility comes in on offense. Defense can kind of not really do much. Not really a factor there, so I don't really see much any use on defense at all whatsoever with Cheshire Cat. So let's actually pull up this raid here. We got another, let's actually talk about Alice. So Alice is the other 5-star that they have. So 741 attack power is actually pretty high tile damage. 714 and 1326 is above average, pretty solid defensively to stay alive. When we look at deals 430 to the target, target gets, which is actually really high in terms of damage goes, and then the target gets 44% attack for 3 turns. Not being able to, the duration actually resets if they're healed, which this definitely plays into having heroes that go ahead and like Aaron, anything that heals over time, having the duration reset plays into play quite a bit. So that's going to be really helpful there. One interesting thing, the can't be dispelled part actually plays in when you look up. Normally, you'll know if you have like a defensive down, and then if you do defensive up, it will go ahead and just take the newest ailment or positive effect, so it would totally negate it. But with Alice, when she goes ahead and she puts the attack power down, if you use Curl or use Bold Tusk or anything that raises the attack power, it won't raise the attack power. So that's something that's super important to understand when you're using Alice, that if you get hit by Alice, using a Curl is not going to fix that. So that does come into play, especially on offense. On Titans, I do see Alice being very quite effective, especially high amounts of damage, and then the 44% attack for 3 turns definitely plays into when you're getting into like the 13 and 14 star Titans, or you're getting into even like the higher end Titans, being able to save your team, and then also being fast. Definitely plays into things. So lots of utility all around. When I look at Alice from a defensive perspective, it does kind of drop a little bit just for the fact that, you know, 430 damage to a target is a fair amount, but the minus 44 attack could kind of be anything. So there is some crossover there that can be kind of missing, I guess. Next up, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about my personal favorite of them is Queen of Hearts. So this can kind of seem like a complicated hero, but if you're watching what it is that we're doing with these, you can see that quite useful when it comes to being able to use her special. The taunt is really cool, and then also having to where you're getting the 74% defense against special skills for 4 turn is really useful. The cool thing about it too is as long as you have a taunt minion in general, the effect is applied. So you can't attack anybody else besides her if there's a taunt minion, and then the taunt minions go ahead and stack as well too. So I've seen a lot of times, especially when using her, that I would have the attack minion, or I'd have the minion up, and then it would be able to survive, and then I'll be able to cast her again, and then have it survive again, or have like an additional minion that's still left over. So that has definitely come into play with some special attacks, especially with like Gravemaker and stuff like that. So with her on a Titan, I can see definitely some utility there on Titans, but still does get cracked pretty hard. The interesting thing to note is that she actually has the highest defensive strategies of any hero in the game. So when you combine both her defense as well as her health points, she's tied on health points and has very high defense. There is one other hero that has higher defense than her, but very, very high defense as well as health points. So she's going to stay alive. Definitely fits into a tank role. Her going off allows you to kind of build up. Not to mention that the 30% attack is pretty decent when attacking. 230 damage to the target nearby enemies. I mean, it's an all-around defensive but offensive hero. So we'll still be able to deal damage, but it's not just strictly defense. So you will see Queen of Hearts fitting into a tank role for sure. Now, when it comes to her on offense, as you can see, has a lot of utility, being able to be versatile, move around, in terms of the attack powers and everything like that. Last up on our list, we've got the Hatter, which can kind of seem like a little bit of an interesting hero. As you can see, we just allocated all of those, which was really, really cool. Collecting everything from their defense. Now, I don't know if I would bring Hatter on every offensive play, but the heroes that do come into play that focus on defensive elements and everything like that, you will see that there's quite a bit of utility with Hatter. I don't know as to the meta has shifted enough to be a must on all offensive strategies, because most of everything that the defenses are doing are they're doing defensive down effects or effects like Gravemaker to Zelene. So a lot of those effects have to be dispelled. So there could be a point when it shifts back to where it's more strategized towards having buffs on your offense or your defensive team, which that used to be the case in the past. So the 370 damage to the target and minor damage to enemies is definitely quite a bit. So you will see pretty good offensively. Titans and everything like that is pretty sweet. But let's get into the hero grades. We've got Queen of Hearts. Went ahead and suited up with a grade of a B grade on Titan. Some utility there, but not crazy. Must. Could be interesting with the hero specials and everything like that. Offensive grade of A, definitely has a lot of uses that you can go ahead and use her. Stays alive. And then defensive grade, I definitely see this fitting in a tank role. Could also be supporting as well too. So overall grade of an A. Awesome hero. Again, my favorite hero of the pack. Next we got Alice. So Alice is kind of a little bit of an interesting situation. Titan grade is an A. Definitely a lot of utility, saving yourself from these higher level Titans. Offensive grade of A as well, really impacting to where you can really shut them down. Defensive grade is a B, just because you're not sure as far as where it's going to go. Loses a little bit of utility there, but an overall grade again of an A. So solid 5 stars there that we have. Next we got the other 5-star. We've got Hatter. Kind of an interesting project, kind of fun. I'm leveling it up, but Titan grade of B. Does have some utility, but not crazy amounts. Offensive grade of B as well too. Really situational currently right now in the meta, not crazily needed. And then another grade of B, which goes ahead and gives Hatter an overall grade of a B. And I have full grades for my breakdown in the description of this video, so you can break down everything. You can see all the grades for all of my heroes. So next we got the Cat, Titan grade of B. Can be useful, helpful if you don't have some of the defensive down. Offensive grade of B, does have some kind of fun little tricks to it. Not overwhelming though. And then defense, I don't really see much utility at all, being at a C, which goes ahead and gives an overall grade of B here with the Cat. And then the last hero that we have up is Captain of Diamonds. Captain of Diamonds does have some use, but not really much, to be honest. Titan grade C, pretty poor on Titans. Doesn't really do too much against Titans. And then you look into it, offensive grade of C, doesn't really do too much on offense either, especially right now. And then the defensive grade of C. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've actually given you guys overall grade of C. I've given you guys a screenshot which will help you in the quests too. So this actually gives you a breakdown of all of the different stages and the monsters that are coming up. Shout out to Marameme. I'm pretty